Welcome to Learn English with Fun with Sahasriya. Hi, my name is Govind and this is Learn English with Fun podcast with Sahasriya. Remember to follow this podcast with Spotify and also check out www.sahasriya.com if you want to improve your English grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation. Today, we are talking about something that might seem simple but is in fact quite complicated and very interesting. We are going to talk about nouns. Remember, if you need any help with your English language skills, then be sure to check out with Sahasriya by subscribing to our Spotify podcasts or search Learn English with Fun. If you don't have a Spotify account, you can visit www.sahasriya.com for the complete set of our podcasts, which are categorized as per the discussion. Do note that our podcasts are short and impactful and are posted twice a week. Put simply, a noun is a thing, right? But the problem is that in English, there are different types of things and the English language changes depending on the type of thing you are talking or writing about. For example, in English, we distinguish between one thing and multiple or more than one thing. In other words, singular and plural nouns. We also distinguish between things that are easy to count and things that are really difficult to count, which we call countable and uncountable nouns. We also distinguish between things that are real, which we call as concrete nouns, and things that are imaginary, which we call abstract nouns. In this episode, we are going to explore the wonderful world of nouns. If you listen carefully, this will help to improve your understanding and use of English and give you some interesting ideas to think about as well. All right, let us start by talking about the weird world of singularity and plurality. You may have noticed that English speakers divide the world of things into either one or more than one. This is what is called singular, which means one, and plural, which means more than one. Listen to the way the noun changes to reflect whether we are talking about one thing or more than one thing, singular or plural. Ready? Computer, computers. Dolphin, dolphins. Traffic jam, traffic jams. Water, waters. Oop, hold on. That doesn't quite work. Not all nouns can be plural. That is, not all things can be classified as more than one. But we will get to that in a minute. Putting an S on the end of a noun in English is crucial if you want to sound accurate. English speakers are very particular about doing this, and when someone forgets to add the S to show plurality or more than one, it sounds terrible. You have to try to get this right. Let us play a game. I am going to say the singular noun and I want you to say the plural nouns. Are you ready? Cat. That's right, cats. Recipe. That's right, recipes. Emotion. That's right, emotions. Hand. That's right, hands. Mouse. Eek, what's going on here? It is not mouses. What's going on here is that for some reason, some words are irregular. That is, you can't just add an S on the end. To talk more about than one mouse, for example, you need to say or write mice. Mouses would be odd. Sometimes you will hear children make cute little mistakes when they say something like, I saw the mouses, daddy, and they are actually being incredibly smart. They are applying the rules of grammar to the noun. They are adding an S because it is the logical thing to do, but sometimes English isn't logical. Here are few irregular plural nouns in English. Child, children, woman, women, foot, feet, cactus, cacti, criterion, criteria, stimulus, stimuli. As you hear, there are no regular endings for irregular plural nouns. You just have to listen and read and begin to pick them up. Always remember that if you need additional help with your grammar, if you want to understand everything you hear or read and you want to express yourself completely, then check out www.sahasriya.com, where you can take great online English courses on a range of different topics. Alright, let us shift gears and talk about milk. Why can't I say milks? Why can't I say sands? And why can't I say musics? I mean, I listen to a lot of different musics. This makes sense, right? Well, it makes sense and people will understand you, but you are kind of breaking a rule in English known as countable and uncountable nouns. Think about it. A noun can only be a plural if it is countable. That is, if you are looking at something such as a camera, you can say one camera, and then you can say two cameras, three cameras, 10,000 cameras, and so on. So the word camera is both countable, we can count how many cameras there are, and as such, it also is able to be pluralized. Cool, right? Well, it's cool until you meet uncountable nouns like milk, sand, and music. One way the logic of uncountable nouns is taught is because of the substance of these nouns. Cameras, on the one hand, are hard, plastic, or metal objects. That's why they are easily countable. Milk, on the other hand, is a liquid. So many liquids are considered uncountable, such as water, honey, or even air. Of course, if you are talking about bottle of water or bottles of honey, then all of a sudden, these liquids can be counted as in 3 waters, 2 airs, and 10 honeys. So the rules are not tight. Powders are often considered uncountable as in sand, sugar, and tea. So it can be weird to say sands, sugars, and teas, unless of course the sand, sugar, and tea have been contained in a packet or box. Then you can pluralize them. For example, it is very common to hear a waiter say, "How many sugars do you want in your coffee?" And lastly, materials and substances, paper, information, electricity, and music. But really, these rules are not set in English. In one sentence, a noun will be uncountable, and in the very next sentence, the noun will be countable. Reconsider this sentence. For example, do you want sugar in your coffee? How many sugars do you want in your coffees? My tip is to pay close attention to the context. By knowing the basis of singular and plural and countable and uncountable will help you to get a strong understanding, but then of course, it is about the rules and the exceptions. Now, there is another distinction in English between nouns, and that is called concrete and abstract nouns. But there are no real grammatical rules that are affected here. What you need to know is that concrete nouns refer to things in the world that you can see, hear, taste, touch, and or smell, such as camels, windows, or anything that you can see right now. Whereas abstract nouns are things that are immaterial. They don't exist in the real world per se. Some examples of abstract nouns include bravery, which is a thing, right? Zodiac signs, which is, well, maybe you don't believe in them, but they are still a thing in their own right. the economy, which is also a thing, albeit a very abstract one. So keep that distinction in mind. It is an interesting one. Concrete nouns can be singular or plural, such as a camel or 10 camels. And abstract nouns can also be singular or plural as well, such as you are a Virgo. Oh, I love Virgos. Concrete nouns, as we have learned, can be countable, such as camels, or they can be uncountable, such as sugar, sand, or information. Abstract nouns can be countable or uncountable as well, such as the difference between economies, countable, and bravery, uncountable. Remember, if you need any help with your English language skills, then be sure to check out with Sahasriya by subscribing to our Spotify podcasts or search Learn English with Fun. If you don't have a Spotify account, you can visit www.sahasriya.com for the complete set of our podcasts, which are categorized as per the discussion. Do note that our podcasts are short and impactful and are posted twice a week. Well, we have just explored the wonderful world of stuff and things. Look around you. Your world is full of nouns, nouns that you can see, nouns that you can't see, nouns that you can count and pluralize, and nouns that you cannot count and therefore cannot pluralize. Remember, if you want to practice your English and improve your ability to use the grammar of nouns correctly, then check out www.sahasriya.com, where you can find additional English courses. My name is Govind, and I will see you soon again. Have a great time.